Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Give me just a sec to get the computer going. How was your week? Let me know in the comments. And we will get started momentarily. So this is the card that I had last week. Come on, computer. Wake up. Don't you just love waiting for electronics to happen? So here's a close-up for you. And I did mostly colored pencils, but then a little bit here on the scarf and this upper hat, I did use my marker over the top of it. I thought it came out pretty good. Alright, what's up with the computer? Hold on a sec. Where's my home button? Can't even find my home button today, girls. There we are. Okay. See if I can make this bigger so it's a little bit easier to see. Alright. See where I am. There we go. It looks like we got quite the glare going on. I tried to open the curtains, but it seems a little bit glary. So that's the card. And all this is just colored pencil. Some old stash ribbon I had. And this is the stamp of the month for next month. So let me show you that, which is right here on my table. Wow, there's a lot of... Hold on, let's see if we can get rid of some of that shadow. There we go, that's a little better. Alright, so here is the stamp of the month. These really cute owls. Now, what is different about this stamp of the month is that it is October's stamp of the month and it has thin cuts. Now, let me explain. You can just get it for the $5 after you spend $50, or free if you're a VIP. And if you want the thin cuts, then you can do it that way as well and just pay for the thin cuts. You still get the stamp of the month for free. Okay? So there's that. And then I also wanted to show you this Say It With Style. Hold on, let me grab a flyer. Sorry. You know, after sleeping on a camper bed for 5 days, kind of a little sore. Alright. As always, thank you for shopping with me, keeping me going. So this is the National Stamping Say It With Style. This is through October 31st, while supplies last. And I am showing you 2 of the 4 stamp sets. I like this one because it has lots of words, and there are some thin cuts for the bigger words. And then these are always really cute to do either on black paper with white pigment ink and embossing powder, or to just do on a white cardstock with a colored ink even. Okay, there's that one. And then this one is the Happy Birthday one, which I thought had some really cute images. And when you see the square around it, that means that it is a thin cut, and nearly everything is in a thin cut except for this Happy Birthday and that little tiny star. So you get everything in a thin cut on this one. Awesome. And I will just show you the flyer a little bit closer. There's also, where'd they go? A couple of stencil packs that you can get, which I showed you last week. I did this kind of a version of this card. There's 2 stencils, and they come with either your standard A2 or your slimline card. So this is a bundle and this is a bundle. Here's the other 2 stamp sets that I didn't get. Okay. And of course you can get everything with a nice discount. Not sure how much this discount says. It says the deepest is 30% of a discount, which is a nice way to go if you like everything in there. So this is just them separate and the cost. And then there are a couple of card kits, since it's National stamping month. We have that card kit, this card kit. Card kit meaning you get your paper, your stencils, your stamps, and I believe the additional supplies are, you know, the things that they list up there, and then like your ink colors and whatnot. Your adhesive, you know, your foam tape, that kind of stuff. Okay, and then there's one more. And it's nice because they give you slimline and regular cards since you have the double pack of stencils, which is really nice. And here is the last one. Okay, so always when you're looking online and stuff, it'll say additional supplies needed, and that tells you what colors, you know, they used and what some of this color in here is for cardstock. And I believe it lists, let's see, ink pad, somewhere up here. It should, yes, right up here it tells you you've got Harbor, Honey Butter, Journey Mocha, Papaya, Peach, Seabrook, and Daisy White, plus your cards and envelopes. So this is 16. This makes 16, and you can see all of that on my website. All right, we're back to the beginning. That is the special this month through next month, as long as it lasts. Okay? Ask me any questions down below that you have. Hey, Billy! Thanks for watching. All right, and the next thing I'm showing you is our cardstock Irresistible. It is Z7011. And Irresistible means it's going to resist. So there is that coating on there, and hopefully you will be able to see. Let me see if you can see that. Looks like you can when it gets shiny. So this is kind of like confetti. So there's 2 sheets of that. Then there is a nice kind of thin stripe. I'll hold that still so you can maybe see it. Okay. So 2 of those. I'm going to set this over here. Get it out of the way as I'm going. And then there is 2 of this really pretty daisy. Okay. And this is the hearts. So 2 sheets of that. And then we've got a plaid. 2 sheets of that. So hopefully you can see that fairly well. Okay. And then, oh, that's the sprinkle I told you about. Party sprinkles. And then this, I think, is my favorite. Look at those pretty, pretty leaves. Aren't those gorgeous? So where you see the leaf and the shiny is the resist. It's not going to be colored, but the background is going to be colored. Okay? And I will show you that in just a second. Again, this is Irresistible Cardstock Z7011. Alright, so what are we going to do today? Well, we're going to make a card with the Stamp of the Month for October, which is those owls. I've got Honey Butter and Journey for my colors. Journey is color of the year, as you know. Okay, let's see. Pretty much on screen. Alright, so last week I showed you how to do this fade, which didn't come out the greatest, but hey, I barely had done it. Well, like anything, you get better as you do it. So I decided to use this and cut out my happy birthday thin cut from this one here. Okay? Alright, so we'll just set that aside. We've got that if we want to use it. Now, and here's our happy birthday words, which I think I'm going to do in Journey, but we'll see. Alright, I've got an A2 standard size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I've got a piece of Honey Butter, which is 4 by 5 1/4. So you've got just that little bit of a reveal. Then I've got my happy birthday that I just stamped on white cardstock. And my little birdie that I colored in just with colored pencil. I'll show you him in just a bit. And then I took a piece that is, let's see, how big is this one? This is 3 3/4 by 5. 3 3/4 by 5. Did a little pennant, and this is the Sprinkles Resist. Okay, so I thought I would do. Yes, I thought I would do this with the honey butter. Maybe I'll mix in a little bit of the blue around the outside edge. Like I said, this is kind of just flying by the seat of my pants. The owl is flying today. All right. Let's move a couple things out of the way so we can see what we want to do. All right. So honey butter in the middle. I think I like to, if I'm in a sponge, I like to do my lightest color a lot of the times first. And as somebody, a fellow consultant said, tap it off in here, you save it, right? I know it's just a little bit of ink. And I'm kind of, you see me hesitating? Because I kind of want to put this here and this here. So I want to kind of have my birdie, my little owl, if you will, kind of in this section. And you see I'm still tapping it off because I want it to be kind of, I don't know, like a circle. Hey, wow, imagine that. A circle. It's going to be a circle. I've just decided. And so I'm just going back and forth. I'm not pushing super hard, but I'm just trying to get a nice smooth blend. Okay? I think that'll work fairly nicely. It's always good to kind of dry fit it and see where you're going to be. I thought he could be kind of propped up on there. Maybe we should go out just a smidge more. Don't forget when you're doing this to go back this way so your bristles don't get all one-sided. Let's do just a little bit bigger. As the ink goes into the paper, then I push a little harder, and that's how I get kind of a dark center and a softer outside, if you will. Okay, let's see if that's enough. I think that will be fairly good. And actually, I think I want a little bit more down here. Like I said, work in progress. This is how my brain thinks. So I'm going to do a little bit more here. And what I'm thinking is I'm pulling all my colors together. Since I have yellow, I'm going to set yellow on top of it. It needs a little blue. That's why I'm just going to kind of go around the edges to do the blue. Okay? Does that make sense? So I'm just going to take this down. I'm going to go out a little bit farther than I think I need. All right, I think that's good. So let's close up that one. Where's my envelope for this one? Don't know where it went. Sorry. Oh, we'll just stick it there. And let me grab the blue one because I wasn't thinking I was going to use it. I just have a baggie for it now. I don't have it in my, oh, that's where my, here we go. Here's where the yellow one goes. So I just took the photo box that we unfortunately no longer have. This fits 4 by 6 photos. I made this thanks to Laura, Custom Heart Consultant, and now I have a place for 3 of my brushes with the name on it. Okay? And I don't have one for the new one, so that's why it's just in a bag for now. Alright. Hopefully, what does blue and yellow make, everybody? And this is a dark color, makes green. So I'm going to kind of stay away from my yellow. Don't go into it too much. And this is a much darker color. So that's why you saw me tapping a lot of it off. And we will just go around. And again, let's see. I'm going to take my paper towel to hold my paper down so I don't get ink prints, if you will. Let's see, I'm a little off camera. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're just getting a little slight shade of green, but that's okay. Yellow and blue do make green, right? Alright, let's see. this right here is not as blended as the rest of it. Here, get where you can see me. This right here kind of was my starting point. I'll show you. And it didn't quite get as blended as I would like. See, there we go. So I'm just going to kind of try and blend that out a little bit. Might look a smidge greener right there, but oh well. I'm just going to hit this edge ever so slightly. Okay, that's pretty good. So we'll close this up and put this in here until I get a storage container for it. Now, the fun part. So now you take a paper towel, or you could do a Kleenex, and we're just going to rub off. And I'm going to try and do just half of it. And what we're doing is we're rubbing all the ink off of the resist part. That's a little brighter here than it is here. And that brings back that white part. I'm just changing my rags, or my paper towel, so that way I don't blend any ink on my paper towel. Okay? So there's what we got. And I'm full of ink, so hold on a second while I rinse my fingers off on a towel. Okay. Alright, so, and there is some ink on there, so let's wipe that up. And it's not coming off because it's not wet enough, so there's my rag. I'm sure you don't need the blow-by-blow of cleaning up your thingy, but maybe. Alright. So, now we can build our critter, our little owl. So again, I'm going to take this, since I did this one, but I want to see what this looks like. Where did I put the happy birthday? It's right in front of my face, I'm sure. Yeah. Right there. I'm looking all over the outer part. Oh, it's a struggle, guys, sometimes. Alright, so I usually tell you to bring it over to somewhere where that's not white on white. But since this is white with all this design, I think it'll be fine. Better to tap, tap, tap than to squish, squish, squish. Tap, 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 leaves it on the surface. Squish means it's going to fold up around the letters. You can also, if it's not getting it, since this is a pretty thick one, you can twist and then tap. Okay? So, let me get this. Sorry if my head gets in the way. Sometimes if you've washed this off and it gets wet, and there's a nice hair on there, let's get that off. It will kind of fade out together, which it's doing right now. So what I want to do, get rid of this. All-purpose mat, love it. Gotta have one if you don't have one. This is just my scratch paper to stamp off on. See how it's just, and I didn't push real hard, but see how it's just kind of, so basically, I feel like I'm rambling today. Basically, I'm drying the acrylic, okay, if you will. And hopefully my pad's not wet as well. Tap, 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 squish, squish, squish. This is a newer one. The other thing you can do is do a line, if you will. So, depending on how you do it, kind of makes that line, but it already looks better. So we're just testing to see if we've got enough ink on there. Like I said, I've only stamped this one a couple of times, so it really kind of needed a little more seasoning, but we'll see what we get. And I actually kind of like that. Maybe I'll add that line. Probably won't like it, but oh well. Let's try it. Shall we? You don't know until you try something. Ooh, this might be kind of cool. It might look kind of ombre-ed. It's a lot of ink to transfer. Let's shut this up and get that out of the way. And a lot of times I'll just wait until it drops itself, or I'll just get the corner of it. You want to make sure you transfer all the ink. I kind of like that. You can see the lines going through the stamp. So instead of a solid image, it kind of has those lines struck down. I kind of like that. So we'll see what we're going to use, okay? All right, a little adhesive. That's always your choice. Let's put this puppy together. Okay, we've got a 1/4 inch reveal. I usually line it up on my grid, and I look at this point, this point, and this point. So 3 sides, if you will. Make sure I'm staying where I need to be. And I know that a 1/4 inch is there, but I'm splitting it in half, that 1/4 inch around. So if I get this one and this one and this one, I can kind of see how much is left on that side. And then I never set it down super hard and push on it until I've checked it, because I want it over just ever so slightly, a smidge, so that way it'll come back up for you. There's just a little too much there. And I still keep doing it, so good enough. I'm okay with that. Now we'll do our resist paper, and I could go all the way up with this. I could center it if I want. Again, I would look here and here and here. I think I'm just going to maybe put it up to there. So now all I have to look at is these 2 edges. So we'll get that where we like it. Put that down. So this little guy, I think I want to raise up. Get my foam tape out. You can either rip this in half, it'll rip, or you can cut it. It's up to you what you want to do. Put it down. Let's get one more piece. And sometimes I'll take this little piece and I will cut it in half. These are the non-stick scissors. That's a must too if you're doing sticky cutting. Okay. So let's see how we like that. So I don't like kind of how I did my B. It's not quite on there. I like the look of it. So if you will bear with me, I will go punch another one. Oh, let's see if I have it. There it is. I'll go punch another one. I'll be right back. I'm using my Close to My Heart die cut machine, which is fabulous if you don't have one. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? It's kind of hard when you can't see straight over it. Make sure that's nice and dry. That stuff out of the way. Bring in our ink pad. I do like how it went, with the lines. So I'm going to add the lines back. So let's just try and get that B a little bit better. And I'm going to take it off of here. So since I've been waiting, I'm going to make sure that I load that back up. Oh, that's better. See, even with this, it's just, you have to go to a contrast of color. Disobey again while we're waiting. All that's transferring, and if it sticks on there, go ahead and just wipe your finger across the bottom. That'll also get that on there much better. Now, you can see from these two, see how high this one was? This one's a little better, okay? Wash this off. Let that dry up there. Okay, so we'll get rid of it. I just do this and this. That's what I'm going to do. So now it's just figuring out, do you want to raise this and raise that? I think I'm going to just do them flat. kind of in that yellow. Oh, again, if you start out straight, you can do this straight. So I want just a little bit of that yellow showing. And I'm going to do this line and this line over here. Put that down. Let's take our little film off of our double-sided tape. And we will put this guy right there. And then I thought we could do the sparkles, those dots, or the sequins. A lot of times I'll pick up some sequins and kind of where they fall. And I don't like the white ones because they're kind of just slightly cream. I don't like it against the white. And I'm going to get my pickup tool because I also want, this is where I'm deviating, I want the sparkly darker ones so it has more contrast, okay? So I'm going to go in here and just pick the ones I want. And then remember, groups of triangles make, and they'll stick to everything. Stick into my nail. Ah! The struggle is real, guys. Okay, so I kind of like to go around my stuff, whatever it is that I'm doing. I'm just turning these over to the right side. And you can see I've got a long triangle there. And this is also a good way to cover up that didn't quite blend as nicely. And that over there. And that one there. Oh, that's pretty good. A lot of times if I don't know if I like it, I will take a picture of it and look at it. And then you can kind of see, you get your eye away from it and then you look at it again. But I kind of like that. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to get my blue dots, put it on there. I'm going to get my piercing tool, pickup tool, and I'm just going to, and I'm not sure where that was, but that'll be good. And another one. Ooh, you missed your mark. A little bit bigger ones are easier to get on there. Okay, one there, and one last one. And I tend to like the glue dots for the sequins. There we go. So there is your card today. Here is the first one. Tell me which one's your favorite. And I have one more little cutie that I colored. So the bonus card will be this one. And I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. I hope you have a great day. Looks like somebody else has joined us. I'm not sure if your name is Mary or Elizabeth, but thank you for watching. Hope you had a good time. I hope you will give the resist a try, or just, I hope that in October you will get these lovely birdies and have fun with them. Again, thank you always for shopping with me, and I will see you next Friday with another video.